Is your new car bankrupting you? Today we are going to be talking about the recent introduction to Nigeria, the buy now pay later system we used to see in the West, but now it's beginning to creep into Nigeria, especially in terms of buying things, electronic cars and other things. But today our main focus is going to be cars, because I've seen this time and time again, but I've not seen anybody talking about it. So let's talk about it. Is it really for your benefit, or is it the reason why you're getting poorer and poorer? Whether it is the economy that is causing it, or it is the fact that many people now want to have things that they normally would not be able to achieve. I don't know if that system is really for our own benefit or it is hurting us more. Cars used to be something that it depends on how rich or how poor you are. That will determine whether you can afford to buy a car, or maybe how necessary it is for you in your life. That will determine whether you are now going to prioritize buying a car or not. For context, right, I bought my car in 2020, and this car I bought it for 3 million naira, and this is a Toyota Corolla 2011 model. So imagine now coming to 2026, this same car that I bought for 3 million naira is already 16 million naira, and a car is supposed to be seen as a liability, not an asset. Anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability, because you have to service your car, you have to maintain it, so many things that goes into owning a car. And an asset, on the other hand, is something that's supposed to bring money into your pocket. But now we all know that this particular situation of having a car in Nigeria is not supposed to be considered an asset, right? But now we found ourselves in a place where having a car is considered an asset, because why should the car that I bought 3 million naira now be worth 16 million naira? If I were to want to sell my car, I can now make an additional 30 million naira on top of it. Now, coming to this place where having a car is now considered luxury, so you now find that people are now having to lean into this system of buy now pay later, because obviously we've all seen those ads that tell us pay 150k and you can get the car, no long waiting, no heavy payments, just sign, drive, and you can pay later. Is this system really helping us, or it is hurting us more? Obviously, like I said, because of the fact that now, due to FX changes, cars are now considered luxury, because obviously it is very expensive now for the average person who is supposed to have a car because of commuting to work, or has a business that they need to run because they need a car to for ease of movement and all that. They now have to buy into the system of buy now pay later. But if we are to be honest with ourselves, this is actually a fast track to bankruptcy. So today we are going to be breaking down why taking that car loan, or why buying into the system of buy now pay later can be the biggest mistake of your life. Now let's talk numbers. So you find that some platforms or some auto companies will want to say, buy this car now 0%, just pay this certain amount monthly and you're good to go. But don't be fooled, because this price, the actual cost of you paying for that car, or the interest on that car, is in what might be termed as the admin fees. So you now find most companies having this APR of 30 to 40%. So at the end of the day, you're already paying double the amount you're supposed to buy that car if you were to follow the normal route of buy now pay now. If you are still doubting what I'm talking about, think about it. Let's say you take out a loan for 5 years to buy this car, or maybe you are having this buy now pay later system of 5 years, so you're having to pay monthly. Imagine now in a system like Nigeria, where inflation is already eating into your salary. You find that you are basically just using most of your salary to service this machine, or this loan that is disguised as something that's supposed to be beneficial for you. And especially when you think of the fact that you even have to be maintaining this car, because trust me, I have a car, I've had this car now for 5 years going to 6 years, and if I tell you the amount I've spent on repairs, servicing, maintaining the car, making sure that it does not break down on Third Mainland Bridge, you will understand the reason why I am saying that it is better for you to buy the car now than keying into this situation of you buying now and then paying little by little, because before the end of the tenure of your payment, you would have paid not only the double, you will need to service that car, fueling the car, so many things that goes into owning a car. So at the end of the day, you have to think about it. Like, now let's say normally you're supposed to buy a car for 3 million, 5 million, let's just say 5 million for ease of calculation, and you are told to pay 150k per month. If you were to buy this car 5 million naira on the go, like immediately you buy that car, the normal Nigerian way, you will find that you get better value than when you are told to pay 150k per month for a period of 5 years for this same car that is supposed to be 5 million naira if you had gotten it on ground. This same car, if you were to stretch it out for that 5 years, 150k per month, will end up paying 9 million naira, which is just 1 million naira short of doubling that exact amount you're supposed to use to buy that car. These numbers is just for ease of calculation, but if you think about it, look at it now. Let's say you are buying the car 60 million naira at the current rate, and you are told to pay a certain amount of money for a certain duration of time. Make that calculation of times in it, the amount you're paying per month by the duration you're supposed to pay for this car. You find that you are paying almost double, if not even triple in some cases, because you are finding that the lending company is having this annual percentage rate of 30 to 40% in so-called admin fees, in so-called fees that are hidden somewhere. Even when they tell you that it's 0%, you find that you are paying this ridiculous interest. Do you know that it even gets worse from here? Because imagine that maybe now 1 month, once something happens and you miss one payment, you find that there are some companies that are so aggressive to the fact that they can even have a system or where they can remotely control the engine of your car and stop you in the middle of Third Mainland Bridge. I know this has not happened, but you might be surprised that it has happened to someone. It's just that it was not on Third Mainland Bridge. They will seize this your car, you can't access the car, your payment that you've made over time is gone, and in some cases you might even still be owing the company balance. So you even putting yourself in that situation is very risky in all aspects. Being in that situation now means that you are left with no car, you are left with no savings, the money you've paid previously is gone. I know that Nigerians, we tend to be empathetic towards each other when it comes to things like this, but when it comes to a business person, don't expect that the person is going to be being pitying for you because you are not able to pay for 1 month. So they are going to do anything to make their money back. So now many companies are pulling up, many buy now pay later. You think they are here for your benefits? Don't think like that. Don't be fooled, because you definitely find yourself in a situation where you are wanting. So since we live in a volatile economy whereby the price of fuel is increasing every day, you are servicing the car, you are maintaining the car, and everything is happening at the same time, you should not be thinking of how to tie your future to a fixed high interest debt like this buy now pay later system that is being introduced to Nigeria, unless you have the means and you know that your income is going to grow from you having that car. I see no reason why we should be buying into this buy now pay later system that is flooding Nigeria, even right down to like the average thing that the average Nigerian can afford. We are now having to do buy now pay later for it. Obviously, we can't disregard the fact that the economy of Nigeria has brought us to this place where any investor or anybody who sees the poverty rate and how people can need the minimal things but can't afford it, but then they have to devise any means to be able to afford these things. They now come into this type of environment and introduce this method without really thinking of whether it's beneficial to you, but rather it is more beneficial to their pocket. In everything I've said, I'm not saying that this system is bad. It is just that for the Nigerian environment, I don't see how beneficial it is, because we don't have a system where there's credit score, there's all these credit systems like in the Western world. I even saw a Facebook post by someone that said out of 220 million Nigerians, only 6,358 people could afford buying a brand new car this year. But 521,663 South Africans bought brand new cars this year, with 39,610 out of these cars bought in October alone. South Africa has a population of 63.1 million people. A functional credit economy is better than a dysfunctional cash economy. Money na water is a cash economic mindset. In an advanced economy, good credit score mixed with a great investment portfolio na the real water. In a functional system, an average person should drive any car of their choice, brand new. This, to be honest with you, is how a system is supposed to function. Your financial portfolio is regarded as more important. All those things are just things that we need to look into more. Creating credit systems in Nigeria, at the end of the day, we all have to rely on maybe the CBN one day creating credit systems. So until we end up seeing a better system of buy now pay later, or a system where we have better regulations around this sort of introductions, we should not be looking into them, especially if you know that you can't afford them. Before you make such decisions, factor in inflation. What fees am I paying around this particular thing that is tagged as zero interest? Like at the end of the day, am I paying double that car amount? Should I really go forward with it? All these are questions you should be asking yourself. You will find that you make better decisions around whatever it is you want to achieve, whether buying a car, renting an apartment, or any of those things that are now having buy now pay later introduced to them? Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried these buy now pay later schemes. What was your experience like? I would love to hear from you in the comments, because I've not really seen anybody talking about this, but it is an introduction to Nigeria that many people seem to talk about in a positive light, but they've not really talked about the cons that comes with it. So don't go broke trying to look rich. That is all I'm saying at the end of the day. I'll see you guys in my next one. If you really enjoyed this video or this topic, just let me know in the comments. Make sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.